Yeah, okay. Think you're just gonna kick me back? Yeah. That's fine. So, I've been tinkering around a bit with, of all things, the 3D world style. I think you can make an interesting level with just the hammer and not being able to jump, and I want to test a few things. So the hammer can't... one thing about the hammer is that you can't... I don't know of any creature, except for maybe the ant troopers, that would be... that live and could be used to bounce stuff. Probably not even the ant troopers. No, you can kill everything with this. It's too much. Okay, well. So I think the goal for now would be to find objects you can manipulate that are interesting with the hammer. And are there no on-off blocks with this? So there's the warp box. There's a switch. What do crates do? Do they do anything interesting? You can break them. So you could move tracks like this, which will, I mean, that's at least something. If you choose like the switchy tracks, then you could basically, can you move? I wonder if you can move crates with this. Like, are these? They're physics driven. That's a start. I wonder if you could do something like, so you can't land, that's a challenge. I think you can only do one clear condition at a time, right? Oh, breaking crates is a thing. So, you could use these as movable barriers, so what you could do is do this. You could say... Let me see. Let's see. So that's the thing you can do. Problem is that you can break the crates, so it would have to be something that allows something to get by. Here's a question. Is there an object I might care to get, like, how do keys react in this case? No, they float regardless. So that's not gonna work. What about enemies? Like, can you? I wonder if you can like crush an enemy with a crate. Or I don't want to use the bees. Let's do a Goomba. Let's see what happens. Ah, really? They're not even on the same. Everything's in the foreground. What you could do, which would be interesting, would be if there happens to be a hole, like right over here. Oh, get out of here. And you move the crates out of the hole first to deliver your stuff. If anything could sit on there that you actually wanted. See, you can do that. Oh, and it makes stairs. But I can't put that to good use just yet. Unless you could say... Oh, hold on. I has an idea. The shame I can't like open and close something to work with this, so I'd have like one... You could do like an assembly thing where it basically drops these things off on one side or the other. Even better would be if you could put... Oh man, we gotta see if we can do this. Can you pipe out crates? Seems you cannot. Oh, that's not good. Really? That would have been a cool mechanic. So you could have a big giant stack of crates, right? And you could theoretically have a setup where you're stacking them to make a platform to fill a gap. So you'd have to do something in order to unlock the switch there. I already have ideas for this. Yeah, okay, so check this out. If you had the blue version of the creepers, and you have to push them back to the point where, like, let's say they're one up. No, they have to be like this. Hold on, I got ideas. So I think what you would need to do is have it to where you push him back and then you follow from the area that... So this needs to be moved up a bit. Probably by 2. Oh, and you could block him with the crate. So the moment... So check this out. I have an idea. This actually I think would be pretty cool. I don't know how I'd incorporate this into the level, but this is an interesting idea to work with. So you take... like normally he would come all the way out here, right? And this guy is moving the other way. And if you can land in a particular spot, you can block him off by making a stack of crates. And I might want to put that like here and have this going. And then like the block would be down here, so hopefully it's still here. And then you hammer that, right? And I guess in that case you wouldn't really need to be able to go... You wouldn't really need to be able to go back, but you could have like a little crawl space if you needed to. I don't want to get too tricky with this, but I want to put like a little bit of a slope here, just so that you can actually get up there even. So, like this would fit the challenge of like... of not being able to jump, and I put like a cloud block with wings on it, so that it's kind of doing its own thing in the meantime. Make sure this guy doesn't get blocked, yeah. So what in this case what you would do is you'd catch the cloud block in order to go up or down, or really just to get down. That way you're technically not jumping. Cloud block needs to be 1 down though. Make this work. Then he could theoretically pick you up. He's already trying, yeah, okay. So you hit that block, and what we're going to do is see if this blocks off the creeper once you push him back. The creeper, he should be a chunk of the way forward. Is he not coming? There we go, yeah. So we'd have something where you'd enter the level in such a way to where the creeper is visible, and you're like, okay, I gotta push back the creeper. Gotta do it. Keep him out of the way. So he'd need to be a little bit longer. I want to do something where you can't reliably get to him, like, there might be spikes or lava or I don't know what. Well, what could happen is that if there are spikes, then you can't use the hammer too close to him because you'd lose. Yeah, so we'd just do like this. You would end up losing your hammer. So you hit that point and you're like, man, I can't progress. What am I gonna do? But you'd have to, of course, make it such that... Or what you could also do is say that it comes in from the top. So that maybe like it starts here and goes out. You gotta push it back. Something like that. I don't know, you know, whatever, you know, something like that. It doesn't really matter what it is. Let's see. Doesn't really matter too much what it is. Creeper shows up. Creeper's here. Knock him back. For whatever reason, you can't get to him. With the block, you start making yourself a barrier. So he's stuck. And in this case, you'd go back and say, all right, well now that's out of the way. I can go and do something. As to what, I don't know yet. I'm pretty sure this is gonna bring me up. Right? Can he pick you up? Maybe not. Yeah. Oh, it activates the spikes too? I did not know that. Yeah, there we go. See, it does bring you up. So the answer is yes. That's the thing you can do. And in fact, I probably want to make this longer so that it stacks 100%. Hold on, are these gonna be... Oh, that's where the red and blue, the yellow is always running. So yellow is probably the one I'd want. Yellow probably doesn't care. So, knock him back. Oh, those are timed. Oh, that's another interesting way to do it. So as he... I almost like that more. And if you run past... If you run past a bunch of blocks that have gaps, I wonder if that counts as... Let's go over here like this. Start... Does this count against the objective? It doesn't count. So it's probably not that his feet touch the ground, it's that he ends up in his fall animation or not. Need to give him a little bit of space to run. This makes for some really interesting setups. Yeah, if those don't count, you can do a lot with that. In fact, you could introduce the concept by saying something like, you put the switch here, and maybe it creates a path. What you could do is do this. You could say, like the first example of how this works, which is it's always good to give the player their initial example, is to say, Whoops, I'll do that. Is it the track would actually be over here instead? And how many pieces is this? Just the 5. And then you would need something that basically is like a... What can the blocks not interact with? I wonder if the semi-solids will work. And give me that. Do this over here. So let's see. So you grab this, and you say, alright, get some speed, go over here, hit that. And, okay, it's in front, though, okay. So how would this work? You could have it in front. Put this on one side. So you walk across, and it's like, okay, cool, I can do that. The only issue is that I'd want to have something where you build the path to prevent yourself from falling lower. I don't quite know where that would be yet. So if I did it like this, it would do it one at a time. I mean, I know I'm going to lose it at this point, but I just want to see what happens. Okay, so they need a like a good track to assemble this. Okay. I mean, this could just as easily... Oops, undo. This could just as easily be a horizontal stack. It doesn't really matter which. Easier to see, a little more compact for the player. Then that really just determines... Like, all this really needs is... I need to be able to see... Like, if you do that, and they fall like that, then how well are they going to stack up? So I could see doing like where are the vertical? Here we go. vertical ones, though. See, this is what I'd want in order to pick you up. So like that. Don't get carried. And you hit it. So it needs to be faster. Yeah, that's super good. Okay, we're doing that. That's great. I probably need to move this a little bit to the side, though. Or no, I guess it has to be like this. So this whole set has to be moved to the right, and I need more of these. This is great. Oh, do like 2 more. Extend this guy out. And as far as this can go, let's see what this looks like. Okay, I need one. I need to get one less and move this cloud platform to the side. Because the cloud platform has to be at least, like, there, or, I guess, here. Yeah, this is perfect. Actually, the platform can be moved. One more up. You can even have coins up there to reward you for paying attention to it. So, like, what extra thing you could do would be to say, have a semi-solid in front. That normally doesn't matter at all, except it gives you a chance for coins. The only issue is I'll need another. I might need to consider... This would actually be a separate area, a separate way through the map, because if you get on the semi-solid, you can't get back. Unless I said, like... Oh, the semi-solid could just be on the side of the cloud like this. But then it's tricky. You'd probably want to do something like one overlap. And if you did that, then you'd say, okay, well, put some coins up in there. So if you want to be that guy, totally can go get some coins. And the question just ends up being, like, do you lose your ability to... So you can't... Gotta be careful whether you're hitting the ground or not. Oh, you know what it would have to be? I don't think you can quite reach the platform. So you'd never hit it anyway. So in that case... Let's multi-grab all this and put it over here. Or not. Okay, I don't know why that didn't like that, but that's fine. So you got a couple coins here. In fact, one thing you could also do in this case would be, if you really wanted to be tricky about it, these could be like one of the key coins. And that way you have another reason to do it. So there's a platform. I'm sure you can even do this. Oh crap! I need to make sure that can't. That's the thing you can't do. Actually, you know what? This is also fine. Doesn't matter. Put this in the way. That way you can't lose them. So you got him. Oh, he pushed you through it. Okay. Alright. We have to make this a little bit taller for Big Mario. Right. The height of this doesn't matter much at all, so that's fine. Go back. Totally messed it up because you didn't have enough momentum. Let's make that. Let's formalize this while we're here, so that this isn't as obnoxious. Oops. Okay. So you're still in plenty decent spot to walk back. Got your blocks. Blocks are in place. Ooh, that's crafty. Okay, so one thing you gotta worry about. I might actually change that. If you don't stop perfectly on that center block, I might give you like a 2-block space for it. Okay, so another thing I gotta do, I gotta make this lower. Or all of this needs to be taller, one way or another. Doesn't really matter which. This is easier for now. This will make some of this a little more difficult. What I could do is have a ramp or something. Just do that. And I can move this to the side if it really came down to it. This is going to move just a little bit to the side, though. Will this still go down far enough, you think? It will not. Okay. Huh. This might have to be a 2-part thing, then. You can't do angular ones, right? No. Yeah, in that case, then, this part is not going to work as well. How far up does this go? Might bring it down one more. Will this still pick up Mario, you think? It will. Just enough. It's a little tricky. Like, the up is easier. In fact, it might get you introduced to this anyways. Like, you do that, you're out. So you run across it, you get your hammer, you go back across, build your platform. You have the ability to get across now. So in this case, if you, and you're lucky you can't take this out. One thing that's really cool about this is that now this opens you up to this section. What you probably want to do is get something that... Oh, you know what you would do? I think you might want to create a scenario where... I have a good idea, so check this out. So what you would do... is you take... put one more there, and then say... you have a... you have one of these guys you want to walk across, but you can't while it's activated, right? So once you got down here, I want you to go back here and then the other way. Might it be like if there are keys, then one would have to be on the other side under a I don't know, that's a good point. I don't know. Oh, I have an interesting idea. I could make it to where you're bringing a platform with you the entire time. Okay, so all the ankles are 4. That's good to know. I've got some graph paper I've been messing with. All of these are basically saying, take the bottom of one to the top of the next. Top left corner. Yeah, okay. I was wondering how these were structured. The front piece is just a formality at best. So the only concern would be if the speed of this is higher. Oops. Then do you lose? Yeah. So you'd actually have something that would need to mitigate the speed of these. What you'd probably want to do is say you have the ability to restack these as they go. So an example would be so if this were faster, would it stack it vertically? Because you need to be able to arrange that. You would. Okay, perfect. So what I could see you doing is stacking this vertically and then removing the bottom piece. Oh, you can pick them up? Okay. Can you pick them? I wonder if you can pick them up as you can. In that case, you want to make sure you can never reach these under that circumstance. Well, I guess if you did, and you picked them up, yeah, you can still place these too. Huh. That's a concern. I didn't realize you could pick them up. Okay. One thing that might be kind of interesting is, depending on the status of these spikes, if you had a way to alternate them, you could probably have some interesting timing puzzles as you're running across as well. So what will we do if you can't, if you're not explicitly going to be able to pick up, if I wanted to make it to where you can't pick up the blocks here, I guess you can't, can you, I wonder if you can pick them up while you're standing on them. Slow this down. No, you can't do anything. So it would really need to be something like that. It's a shame you don't have, I guess you'd be making these one at a time. Or you, what you might end up doing is, like, you might have it to where, like, part of this is actually opened up. Where you actually can have a whole other setup further down. That's something I'd like to do. That would be interesting. Where, like, you have a setup, and then you go down, and then you have to... Ah, you can pick it up, though. That sucks. How would we solve this? And you can't just, like, plain run across, right? Nope. This is a tough one. Huh. I did not be able to pick it up, but have a way to get blocks out over here. Because that way you can do is you can have them all drop, and then move them down here to have them drop further. But I don't know a good way to do that. It would have to be like... I don't know. I don't have a good answer for this. These always... Oh yeah, you choose the directions right away. I could see some... Because thwomps are technically... Because you can, in this, you can stand on them. Let me double check this. There's probably some stuff you can do with these. Yeah. And if you're below, they do their thing. Yeah, they'll only stomp you. They'll okay, so they fully kill you in this case. Okay. But if you let them cross, then there's still platforms, I think. Let's confirm this. Oh, you know what? These can be used as lifts, as elevators. I wonder how easily... So let's say there's a... They fall immediately, okay. So, in that case... Yeah, perfect. We have a way to get up now. And it's height independent, too. So check this out. So if you bring it up further... Let's go as far as they can and then come back up. And then they stop because, you know, you're not under them. They're not going to aggro. In that case, what about horizontally as well? How close do you have to be? Does he pick you up then? No, perfect. You have a horizontal lift as well. That's cool. Alright, that's a usable tool. And your feet are still on... You haven't left the ground yet. What about icicles? Can you stand on these once they've fallen? Oh, what you... Hey, Mud. Just so they break. I'm just thinking out some ideas for... like, what you could even do in this. These go through... They break immediately. What about clouds? Do they go through clouds? I'm trying to figure out if these are like donut blocks. Yeah, no, they still break. Huh. You respawn though? Let's see. They do! That's usable. And hey, Ryu. So I'm looking at mechanics that basically could be used for a level where you're Hammer Mario and you can't jump. So one case would be like you make a platform like this, like you fill in the blanks, and you know, just assume that I didn't fall off, but you'd walk over here and you still have the ability to say, all right, well, let me. The only issue is that I need to make sure he's not running in that case, which means that it would be like this. So you'd somehow get to the switch. You'd make your platform like this, and now it's like open. Go through. Now you can't pick this up either, so you're good there. And then you'd have cases where like, alright, well I got past this thing, right? And then a thwomp comes in. In fact, the thwomp actually can work here, because what happens is that let me pull this guy back real quick. Just a bit. So the thwomp comes in. He lands here. Thwomp comes in and he lands a little to the side because I didn't plan this and I'm just winging it. And he would land here and then bring you up something something. So let's see. So if you actually manage to get here, right? Swamp's upset. He does his thing, right? And you get up. And then once, if you ever went down again, so I guess he wouldn't go down. But this is the sort of movement that I'd want, which keeps you from jumping. And then I'd have to have some stuff you're dodging or dealing with in some way. That. See, the problem is you got to be really careful about that lift. I don't like that as much. I feel like I should make this up one extra. So you got that. Goes up a bit. And I need this to go to the side. So you get on up, all set, you walk on off, you can go through, Plomp, Plomp shows up, he's not too thrilled, you get to the top, and you have your conveyance right there, and then in that case you'd be like, alright, well I can leave now. And that way you have some movement you can do that doesn't have a jump. And you could say, oh, well, I'm doing that. I guess I gotta watch out for, like, icicles or something as I cross. So, like, one might be when you initially are trying to get your hammer, you have a couple icicles just to scare you. In a pattern that makes sense. Because I would imagine you probably wouldn't necessarily start as Hammer Mario. You had said you would have to do something like this, where, like, you know you have to be careful. And the cool thing about the icicles respawning is that they're also something you gotta worry about here. And then you came across, and Thwomp is upset. He doesn't like it. And in fact, in order to give you some... the cool part about this would be that in order to give you a little bit of warning, let's say this doesn't exist, to let you know that there is a Thwomp to worry about. Pretty confident Thwomps will have to go one at a time, right? Yeah, perfect. So you get the warning of like, oh man, there's a Thwomp there. It doesn't immediately come in and just like crunch you. And it's like, okay, I got the Thwomp, I see there's a Thwomp. And what would be cool is you'd have like an arrow saying, like, you gotta go up. Assuming that the arrows exist in this, yeah. I don't think trees can be used in this. Oops. Well, the trees are like climbable. I think you can have bell trees or something. Isn't there any way to say what they... Oh, I know what it is. You gotta put the bell power up in it, maybe? And then it becomes a bell tree. So from a regular tree. I wonder if this counts. Oh, it doesn't. Okay, or it does. Oh, crap. I was about to say. Okay, well, that ain't gonna work. So, there is... Oh, you know what it is? The trees are different depending on the terrain. So, the jungle trees are jungle trees. Can you do anything else with these? Maybe? No. That, you'd have to end the level like this. Oh, right. I can put this at the very end, so check this out. If... I don't want this. Stop. Oh, it's grabbing it in this case, okay. In other cases, it just throws it next to you. So what you would do, you could say, if you're finishing the level, right, because the climbing condition, because of the nature of the climbing condition, it doesn't matter, and this is such bait for players, but, the climbing condition only matters when you land, the jumping condition. So what you can do is just do this as a finish. It'll give you that daring. In that case, hold on a sec. The whole end section of this could be just trees then. Can you jump from tree to tree? You can. Okay, never mind. That's going to be a whole separate thing. We're going to do a thing where you basically can't land. The moment you basically, you're like, you could do this. This is a whole other level, and I think it would be awesome to make. Where basically you start out, you get on a tree, and the tree is gigantic or whatever. And you've got, hopefully you can do Koopas with this, I hope. Yeah, I explicitly made the choice to not bring this to work until my task queue is very minimal, because I could get lost in this. Not that, yeah. No, I just assume that there's a much more elaborate setup here, but... And, you know... Put Mario back real quick. Yeah, and you can still complete the level. That's great. And then you could put all sorts of hazards and stuff, too. In fact, one interesting hazard would be... like I've seen this has been done over and over again. Would be these freaking blue guys. Piranha douchebags. And you just say, alright, well, there's one I gotta deal with. And he starts over here. And normally he's in the way. And the only way I can get to the next tree is to go through this guy. And say there's Koopas to get to him, or whatever, to make him safe. Now the only thing would be I would need to... probably need to be lower. Maybe you start here, or... maybe you start here, so he's definitely growing already. And it's like, alright, I gotta deal with Koopas and Piranha douchebags. And then, you know, you gotta do it in such a way to where you don't mess with the challenge. But you know what I mean. Just something that results in that. And that was even my primary thing, but I'm already encouraged by that. That's super cool. Oh yeah, the cool thing about the ant bullies is that if you had a bunch that were in the way, they won't ignore you. They won't move very slowly. You have to hit them with a hammer like immediately. Assuming that you could even kill. Hold on a sec. If you can't kill these with a hammer, then you have to basically bully them out. Oops, not that one. Oh crap! That's even worse. The 64 ones? Which ones are those? Oh, that's the other one. Okay, hold on a sec. This is, yeah, I was thinking about that, and I totally misread what these were. It's weird seeing them in, like, higher than crappy CRT res. Yeah, you'd have to knock them back. And that could be an interesting boss, too. So, can you... I wonder what happens... So, if they fall, I wonder what happens. I wonder if they just live. I think the only way I'd make this interesting, though, would be to have, like a piranha plant firing at you the entire time. Yeah, the question of whether they live or die would have to be, if they die, you can put something in them. Otherwise, you gotta find another way to do it. What if you kill them with a thwomp? Can you get him with a thwomp? So you got a thwomp, and he's really upset. And there's a bully there, and he's being a bully because he's a bully. And just say, like, alright. Get in the... Alright, that doesn't fit. How about be a smaller one for ease of use? And I need a floor so that we can test this. So this isn't quite a pit, but it certainly does the job. Ah, perfect! We can smash him. And in fact, one of the interesting... There's a loud-ass dog in the background. One of the ways you can make this interesting, which would also give you a way to cross the platform, but force you to kill the bully first, because the bully's in the way, would be to do... where is it? Put a cloud lift that goes horizontally that may potentially save the bully, but is also your method of getting across. So it's like cloud lift is in the way, and the cloud lift is giving the bully, you know, his ability to get in there, right? So you need to, like, knock him in there, right? And then have the thwomp do his thing, right? And then you need to go across, like that. Right? And also avoid the thwomp. And what you would end up doing is something like this, where you can't jump, and there's no springs. So you better deal with that bully. So, kill him. Watch out for the thwomp. Get in there. And you got your path. And in fact, what I might end up doing is saying, like, if I can push this a little bit. That way the bully has more room to work with. See, now you have to kind of, like, you can't advance because you're gonna fall. So you gotta let the cloud get out of the way of the bully. And what would end up happening is something like this, where like you'd only have so far you can go because you need to go down or something. Like maybe there's another thing going on over here. I don't quite know. There would be something there that you'd have to deal with. Maybe an item you need is there or something, and that's why he's a boss. So you got him out of the way. Kill him with Thwomp, but you didn't because you got to worry about the cloud. Wait for that to go. All right, he's dead. You got your path forward, and be careful about the Thwomp because the Thwomp doesn't care. You know, something like that. I don't know. And in fact, actually, what you could do is say that your whatever path that you need to go down through later on, like you have to get the bully out of the way because. Perfect, I have an idea. The path that you have to go through is one tile tall. Or one tile wide, so that you have to do this. So if you actually push him back... And the having... If you can get the Thwomp early without going down, it's fine. That is no big deal. But if you don't... This is a little too easy. I feel like I need more space for the Thwomp or something. But the bully couldn't... You know what it could be? Maybe you have to lower the bully back. And the bully is normally, like, way forward. That's actually a better way to handle this. So you gotta lower him back. And as you're backing away, you have to worry about the Thwomp as well. He's all the way over there. And that's your method of going around. So he starts like here-ish, right? And even if you could lure him to the ends, it doesn't matter because he's gonna occupy the spot. All right, so you get up here and it doesn't look too good, and there's a Thwomp there, thwarting you with his terrible Thwompy ways. And Bully's over here, and you're like, "Get out of here, Bully!" But you can't do anything about it, right? So you gotta lure him back. Be careful about the Thwomp. Manage the cloud platform. And then say, alright, he's coming with. I got this. See, isn't this great? And now you can go in and say, alright, I beat the bully. Cloud platform needs to go only so high up. Not sure exactly how tall. One more. So it's like here. See, this is right. Yep. And there's your... That would mean that could even be a level right there. Short and sweet bully thing. Can you assign music to a creature? Like if you choose the options for like sounds and stuff. Okay, let's find out if this works. Yeah. Yeah. Perfect. We've got a full-on boss encounter. Perfect. Can I have a sound effect for when he's killed? As well? Can you assign multiple? Let's find out. Not that one. Nope. You cannot. But what you can do at the very least is say, like... is that, like, once you get past... I guess once you reach here, I don't know. It's weird, you can't seem to have more than one. Hold on. And you can't change these. So there's something that allows you to have a bunch of different sounds. Wait. Oh, here's where all that stuff is. Crap. There's a whole palette for that, and they call them stingers too, which is great. I hate this sound. Cool. You only have one track, though. That's fine. I still really like this. Can you do sound that basically is like tension sound? Like, is there like a... There has to be like tension music, right? Oh, this is perfect. Oh, it doesn't stay though. What about if you assign it to the thwomp? But he's gonna stick around. Yeah, I don't know why I like that. That's fine. We at least have a boss encounter. Oh, you can break these? But you need that. I meant to say you might have to, I don't know. I don't want to do this. I guess you could still create a scenario where there's no thwomp and you just get out of the way instead. Shame you can break the thwomps though. Maybe you can't break the big ones. It's like grabbing out of his ear. Alright. can't make him bigger here? Wait. Oops. He's just too big for this. Oh, this is big enough. Oh, really? Come on. Why can't you be invulnerable like everything else? What you could do is, if you can walk on these things, then that might work. This is too tall. Yeah, I could force him to take damage on the way in. I just have to figure out what mechanism I want to use. Needs to be slightly more shallow, I think. It ruins it. Yeah, huh. But if one happens to be down there, I wonder if we bounce them, even just with them being here. If the cloud's up here. You don't. There we go, yeah. So you at least have that as an option. But you can't kill him at that point. Unless you just dunk him into the water or something. Not as cool, but you can kill the thwomp, so that you gotta do something. I kind of want... The problem with this is, like, if you force them to take damage, you don't have the hammer, which means that you don't have as much control over knocking the bully out, which is kind of what I wanted for this. What I might have to do instead is have a scenario where, you know what I would want to do is I'd want to set up this. I'd have to have repeats and have more than one of these bullies, and the bully at the end is the one controlling the sound. With active bombs, that would work. Yeah, you're right. And have it to where there's like conveyor belts. Yeah, and then it has a health bar at that point. You'd have a bunch of the bullies, and you're basically sitting there going back and forth, trying to dunk them into the bombs. That's perfect. It's a great idea. Where's the bombs? There we go. Yeah, perfect. And then you just do like you find a pipe. That's a. I'm so glad you thought of that. That's so good. Put them in there. Get ourselves a conveyor belt so I can figure out where I put it. Doesn't really go that far. I need to see where this is. Perfect, and we put it like this. Or maybe like that, I don't know. Oh, I kind of need to have not this many. Wait, if you put the sound on multiple of these, I wonder what the behavior is for that. Yeah, this is great. Doesn't kill him. Why you gotta be invulnerable like that? The big ants, though, you can't kill, right? But these are so good. These are great enemies. You know, let's just make this a pit. At least the music doesn't repeat. I want them to all find me, like, right away. If there was a way I could just do that. A side thwomp? That would work, yeah. This comes down to now whether or not the side thwomp would be... would he aggro this close? So I want something where they can't group up. They have to come in kind of one at a time. And now you can't reliably get to them. Yeah. The rest of them are more like even if they fall, they still block your way. No, they, that sucks. They don't stack with each other. So there you go. I mean, that's something. That's like an idea you can use. See if we can do this with the wind condition the way it is. So these kind of need to move way forward then. Can't remember why I needed to move these back. Oh, because of the thwomp, right? I was thinking you had to lead them back. This would have to be like you enter a room and it suddenly does this. Yeah, I guess in that case what you'd have to do is say you'd enter a door and the door just drops you off over here. And that way, as you're leaving, I don't know. I actually want to do this differently. I want to have to push them back, not leave them. So you'd probably start like way further forward. And pushing them back would have to be your strategy. So let's say they have nothing special going on. You're over here and doing the thwomp thing. And you gotta be careful of that too. I don't even know if you can push the bullies that far out.
You have returned.
Nice and Drew. Put all things in the level, maybe. I might want less bullies in this case. I don't know yet. You can push like 2. The third one would be kind of tough. 2 is as far as you can go, I think. Yeah, 3 is a little tough. But 2 I think you can work. And that makes it some serious, like... That's a challenge level akin to, like, really angry Crocmire from Super Metroid. What I like to do is, in the meantime, have like Kamek or something trying to get you from above. Is there a Kamek in this? I don't know if there is. Yeah. Get in there. Do you have variants? No. I could have him with, You fixed it? Ah. I don't have the screwdriver yet. I gotta get it. Where'd you get it? I was gonna just order one. I want him attacking from above. Oh. Okay, that ain't gonna do. Oh, well, if it's at an auto shop, I don't know where you would normally get a Torx T6. Alright, Magic Koopa ain't gonna work. I need something like akin to like a lava bubble or something. Something that's in the way and you have to respect and pay attention to. If I wanted to be really dastardly, I'd either do the freaking Hammer Bros, which I don't know if I want to do with those, or put them in a cloud. I want them to stand relatively still. Oh, actually, the bees would work. Put bees, bees and pipes. Just something obnoxious that you have to, that's not consistently determinate. Oh, stop. And then be bees. Get out, bee. He doesn't really seem to care that much. What about, are there still fire Koopas? Or not fire Koopas, fire piranhas? You're a piranha plant. Are you? What about an angry one? I don't know what this one does. Alright, tell me what you do. You just... Oh, yeah, he's... Okay, there we go, perfect. We'll use angry piranha plants. Piranha plants. Precision screwdriver set on sale for 50. This is great. This is exactly what I want. See? Now you have to, like, you have to really manage it. Hey, Abby. This is a great setup. Especially if you can't jump. I might want to only have the 2, though. Why can't you jump? Because that's one of the... That's the clear condition. I want to look into making a level that focuses on that as a mechanic. This is great. Oh, you can even get knocked into them. That's super great. And then what I'd want to do is make it to where, if that does happen, then have it to where you do have a way to get your hammer back, but you'd have to go like a chunk of the way back to get it. And that chunk would have to be like over here. So, like, let's say you got this far, right? And you're about to go do the fight. Oops. And this thing is dropping power-ups and stuff. You're waiting on your... Okay, so even better. That's going to pop out, right? It's like, alright, I got it. Okay, let's go to the start, and I'll show you what we have so far. And this is probably going to get redone from scratch, but this is just ideas. So you have something, you get over here, you make your platform so you can run across, right? And like what I'd probably want to do would be something like you have I guess this has a repeat here too. You have a couple different places where you can grab your hammers, right? So regular Mario starts without his hammer. He's like, alright, I gotta run across, gotta watch out for the icicles and stuff, get my hammer, run the entire way back, make our platform, right? And run across. And, oh, Thwomp, we want to go up. Okay, it's cool. How do I do this? I might only have like 1 or 2 of those. Goes down. Comes on up. And then we have the boss encounter we're doing, right? We gotta watch out for the piranha plants. I want to have these earlier. Oh, I got hit. Alright, what do? I don't know. I gotta go back, I guess? Ooh, okay. I have a solution for this, which is to prevent these guys from going in. So Mario is actually gonna have to crouch at this point. He's gonna have to crouch his way into the fight. And so in order to get back, I guess what I'll do in this case is put a, I'll move this over here. And that way you have to go the entire way back or forward in order to get it. And this really should be moved like way forward. Like maybe this far. So you're pushing these guys the entire way back. And this ends up being a hell of a challenge. Alright, so assuming we got this far. I love that delay while you wait for the thwomp. Alright, provide me a hammer, sir. Okay, these guys need to be further out. Huh, how am I going to prevent them from getting in? Oh, I can always put a single gap like that. I think they won't cross that. They will. Interesting. Oh, I have a workable idea for this. I need something that you can. I need something that you can hit out of the way. So what I can do is say. You can't reach the top of this thing. The train back. Hey, Cruiser. And then do this. Put a piranha creeper up at top. Other way, because you're bad. And you actually have to get the piranha creeper out of the way first. Right, he's a well, vision still block. Let's find out. And then Baby Mario can go past. They can still go anyways. That sucks. Yeah, what's a way to do this to gate them? You could always put like a conveyor. Perfect. In that case, I don't even need this. Yeah, and then, you know, you do have basically a runway where they can't get you. Start with this. Alright, you got up top, taking the path to the boss fight. And you're not paying attention and you get hit by a fireball. It's like, man, alright, I gotta go back. I got this. They're trying. Ah, alright, go back. Shouldn't be right at the front, so they're more surprised if... Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'll have like two at the very end, so they're super devious. How far apart is this? About five apart each. Oop, I need that. By the way, I gotta go pretty soon. I'm gonna get to the gym. Alright. I need these guys to start, like, really, really close to where... Right over here. Before you see Piranha. So I guess, yeah, it has to be like this. Let's put a B in front. Oh, here. See how this works. I think that's the biggest thing. I need them to be really aggressive right away. You know, the funny thing with the Piranha Plant is that starting the Piranha Plant so far out makes them more difficult. And then you see the two, you're like, oh my god, there's another one. and like you could barely see it on screen while you're working towards it. And it's like, alright, that's scary. There's a second one I gotta do it. I'm not ready to do with him yet. It's like, oh my god, there's 3 of them now. You're freaking out and stuff. It's like, what is this swamp about? He looks angry. So you gotta go back now. But they're stuck, so that's fine. That's true, actually. Gating it out with the treadmills is probably a good way to do it. This is such a good design. These are great suggestions. And in fact, it makes a fantastic boss fight. Just because, like, you have long enough for the fight to play. There could be a progression. And the last section before the treadmill could be really long, too. This is great. I'm really liking this. This is so good. In fact, if there's going to be... Honestly, if there's going to be a treadmill blocking their path, I'm just going to put this here so you don't have to go across. I mean, I don't know. It's an interesting reset, but you don't really need it. This is just a waste of time. This reset's a waste. Well, I can't use checkpoints because I have... There's a condition, a clear condition, so you can't necessarily save it. This is great. Yeah, they specifically will tell you cannot place a win condition with the checkpoints. Almost got it, but then they're going to gain a lot of grounds. Got one. Haven't killed him yet. I might make it to where you need a key in order to do it. Like, you get keys for killing these. There we go. Ah, that's so good. That is so great as a level, as a mechanic. I'm gonna save this, even if I'm not gonna use this level as it is. I'm gonna probably make it in a different theme or whatever. But I absolutely want to save this because this is really good. Cool. This is a... what I'd like to do as well is have something with the... I'd like to move these a little bit. Actually, no. Let's keep these where they are. I want to have more bees. Let's say like one bee at the beginning, and then one last bee like that. There's some variety there. There's like a second checkpoint. This is pretty much free though, but let's just skip that. Yeah. I honestly, I want to do this again. This is fun. Here. Finish another level trying to play with the Mario Land Fire Flower and seesaws. What were you doing with the seesaws? You mentioned them earlier. I honestly want to have some other way of introducing the bees to the level. Like maybe, you know what it could be? They could be part of a pipe that you can't enter, but they show up. Yeah, we're doing that. That's kind of devious, but I like it. So they could be coming in from behind. That's great. See what the bees think. Yeah, they kind of wander in your direction. I almost need a better pipe for this, because their aggro range is really short. Okay, let's do this. There. Then you have a very scary potential scenario with the bees. And maybe have one at the end for bees too. I don't know what the colors are all about for this. Yeah, but speed of what? Is it speed of like transfer between areas or something? Well, let's not test with this one. I'm gonna just test like the red one and see if it's scary. How many bees? Oh my god, they come out all the time. Try that. Let me try the potentially slowest one. Yeah. Oh, this is so devious. Oh yeah, the moment you get, let me put that up a little bit. The moment you get far enough out, this is a special kind of awful. And he's got just enough height too. Are they always horizontal? That's not good. This one's just scary then. Okay, in that case, I think I want to move them like here so that you're, I don't know. Oh, I don't even know. Wait, like this is I would almost be willing to say too hard. Can you like switch to the pipes? Doesn't seem like you can. Okay, that's too much. I need a very consistent source of bees. If I could make the bees choose different paths or potentially be vertical, that would help. Oh, parachute bees? What does that mean then? How do they drop in? Oh my god, that's the best and awful. Okay, this needs to be elsewhere though. This is like sharks with the laser beams. This is parachute bees. See, and then they go to the height that they need to be. That's perfect. It's probably too much. In this case, I probably only want one of the bullies for this, because there's so much back and forth as it is. Hold on a second. Let me get rid of the bully, like one of the bullies, and see how this works. Oops. Also tried playing a bit of Super Endless, and it drives you nuts when levels have clear conditions like finish with the Super Mushroom, give you one shot at it. Oh, I hate those. Yeah. That was something that the Yamamura Dojo explicitly calls out. Careful. So this is too easy. Kinda need two, but then like less bees or something. Like the bee needs to be further out, or I don't even know what. Like, this is probably better. This is closer to what I want. I probably want, in this case, I probably want to take either one more piranha plant or another bee dropper guy. This is close to the difficulty that I want, though. This is actually right about there, except for I needed I needed the second piranha plant, and maybe extra bee needs to be a little bit closer up, and I need another one of these. And this is probably where it needs to be. Ooh, that's devious. It's close. Oh, it's really close. Kind of making progress. Oh, that was a good save with the bounce there. It's like a backdash, very Castlevania. I think this is just a little bit too much. I'm trying to figure out what I want to change. Can the piranhas go any higher? They can, yeah. I think. No, they can't. They cannot. What if one's a slow piranha? I wonder if that would come out a little slower. I'm not sure if those are any faster or slower. The bee's killer. I could see wanting to put at least one conveyor, one extra conveyor, like right here. The only issue is that these guys start really close to each other. This would be awful. I can do that. I could say that a chunk of this is just a long conveyor. And then maybe just have one. How does this work? Yeah, that's about the cadence that I want. Well, minus Mario being really slow. This isn't gonna work. I would need a slower one. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty much that I need either like one less piranha or less bees. You could put barriers like above to where they can't shoot super shallow, like you have safe zones. You could literally say like there's a spot between where they just can't shoot. Yeah, there's like a multi-grab. Yeah. I think it's got to be like the most shallow blocks I want to do need to be just like a couple in between. Exclamation mark block. What block is that? This is invisible. This is a warp box, though. Wait, there's another one. What does this do? Oh, oh. I forgot about this thing. Yeah, you could have something where, you see, so you can crouch under this. What would we do with this then? Also, how would you use it? Because you don't have a way unless you crouch under it. Fully activated? Wait, hold on a sec. Did he? Oh, that's interesting. How's it going, Twist? I gotta leave soon. I just want to see if I can beat this fight real quick. So here, this should prevent the super shallow ones. Yeah, this is perfect. But the somewhat shallow ones, you still have to worry about. Oh, alright, we can still get through this. Oh, we missed our opportunity, alright. One more shot. That one, not paying attention, is frustrating. I think I'm gonna move this back a little bit so that the part where it's shallow needs to be way further out. Like that. Otherwise, it's too easy. See, now I finally cleared the threshold on one side. Okay. So these actually can go. And if you reach this far, you're fine. I don't know if I want this one or not. I want you to be able to clear this to get some safety, yeah. Now it's not as safe. I have like 5 minutes before I gotta get out of here and get to the gym. This is gonna be nerve-wracking for players, man. Because you had this one spot with the bees, and just like the scariest possible place with that one piranha. I should have ducked. I think one just despawned. Yeah, I guess once you get them aggroed, they despawn. Ah, I lost my thing. Damn it. Can they despawn if they have keys? Probably not. That's what I would have wanted to do, is put keys at the very end. Well, I really need a key in one. Or, I don't know, I kind of need both. Either that, or I'd put the coins in them. And you still get one key. You can't put them in? Killing me. And then what I just ended up doing is doing the warp block pairs. Say, like, you get one to this. And then I do another one. Another one like this. So you need both keys. Or whatever, I don't know. This isn't really going to be a real level. This is just going to be me jotting down the ideas and figuring it out later. Well, the keys would be good that you have to kill them instead of just skipping them. I just skip them? Something, get them to despawn, I don't know. Well, no, you can sync both. And, like, not actually kill them. Womp. No. Well, depends on whether or not the Thwomp actually attacks or not. Sometimes it seems like he doesn't want to. And there. Killing me. Yeah, you're killing me. This last little bit. Oh, at least there's only one left. This will be way faster. Almost got him. Yeah, they both despawned, even with the keys, which means you could lose the keys and you're screwed. That's kind of buggy. Yeah, huh. Well, You'd have to be trapped in that room then. You'd have to spawn inside of them and be unable to escape. So you'd have to have, like, you might have to have, like, a warp just to get to them and start with, I don't know, something. Maybe have, oh, you know what will be awful? Multi-level thing goes back and forth, but they stay on screen. The only concern would be that you need, in order to get them to go back and forth, you need a way, if you can go up and down, you'd have to have a way of actually going up. It would have to be like right up, left up type stuff. Something where you're pushing them out of the way. Donuts to go down? Oh yeah, donuts would work. That's good. Yeah, that's a good point. That'll work. Yeah. But I can't do any more of that tonight because I do have to stop. I gotta go to the gym. But yeah, we can do a ton with this. Now I don't know the whole of what I'm gonna do with this level, but that would make a great boss fight.